Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be upgrading this MK7 GTI, which is actually a staff car. So it's Josh's, who's behind the camera, so he does all the editing and the videography and stuff. So we've got a twin plate organic clutch, we've also got a Milltek Downpipe, and then we've got a Wavetrac differential here as well. So this particular car's got the performance pack differential on it, so like the E-LSD, which is basically kind of like a Hel unit which sits on the outside of the gearbox. And comes into play whenever there's like a loss of traction. So it's still got an open diff inside the gearbox. So we're going to be upgrading that as well as doing the clutch and the downpipe at the same time. And then it's got APR Stage 1 on it. So we're going to upgrade it to the Stage 2 as well, and then show you some of the before and after one and road runs. So later on in the video, we're going to go through in a little bit more detail the clutch, and then also the Wavetrac diff, and then some of the standard components to show you how the E-LSD works, what it looks like and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we've got the gearbox off the car, we've opened it up, we've got the E-LSD on the bench as well. So obviously earlier on we said we're going to show you how the E-LSD works. So yeah, here we are. So basically the E-LSD was installed on like MK7 GTI performance packs like TCR, Leon Cupra. I'm not sure if there are some other cars there, but basically it looks very similar to a Hel unit, and it works in sort of like a similar way. But instead of sending drive to the back of the car, it basically has two sets of clutches. One set is attached to this shaft, and then one set is basically attached to the output shaft. And what happens is the Hel unit basically varies the pressure inside it to basically lock those two shafts together. When it does lock those shafts together, it basically locks this shaft with the differential, and then creates like a locking force, which is like variable depending on how like the electronics choose. So basically the main problem that you still have with these is obviously the design for standard power, standard driving characteristics, stuff like that. So once you start to increase the grip levels of the car, like put some better tires on it, upgrade the suspension, all those kinds of things, you start to take it out on track, obviously increase the power, you've gone completely outside of like the standard design for this particular unit. So a lot of customers say they experience like the inside wheel spinning, like aggressive traction control intervention, like coming out of roundabouts, corners and stuff like that. And that's because the factory E-LSD really isn't doing its job. So basically what we need to do, and we've been doing for years now, is basically swap out the factory open differential, which is inside the gearbox, for a Wavetrac differential. And then basically what you get is all the benefits of sort of like an E-LSD, but then also you get the benefits of like the Wavetrac differential. So basically the E-LSD has sort of like a lag time between when it begins to work and then when it starts to work. So with the Wavetrac, it's basically automatically torque biasing. So it basically has a biasing effect all the time. So up until the point that the E-LSD starts to work, you'll have substantially more like traction, grip and stuff like that. So you're coming out of roundabouts, even like standing starts and then crests on the track. Any upgraded cars will really be able to feel sort of like the benefits of this. And then just to sort of like illustrate how this basically fits. So this is for, this particular diff is basically for like a Mark 5 R32, Mark 6 Golf R, Mark 7 Golf R manual. But then it's got the splines, which then fit inside the E-LSD, like so, and then move together. So there's no modification required, anything like that. Literally fits in with the standard hardware. Doesn't intervene with any of the standard software, anything like that. So no check engine lights, anything like that, just literally plug and play. Okay, so we've got the RSS twin plate organic clutch kit here out on the table, disassembled. So we're just going to walk you through some of the features. So this kit, just like most of the other kits on the market, uses a single mass flywheel. So this lightweight single piece flywheel basically replaces a standard dual mass flywheel. The problem that you have with the dual mass flywheel, especially as you start to go up the power levels, start to drive the car quickly, change gears quite aggressively, and also do like some launches and things like that, the longevity of that dual mass flywheel basically decreases. So what happens is you might have like some clunking, clicking noises, stuff like that, and when they fail pretty spectacularly. So this is basically a bulletproof upgrade, and also much lighter as well. So in this particular one is a 215mm as opposed to the standard one, which is about 240mm. So we've actually reduced the size of the clutch assembly, and that basically reduces like some of the rotational mass as well. So it's a bit better for performance. And then the twin plate element of this clutch is basically related to the two clutch friction plates. So this is an organic clutch, and basically with the two clutch plates, you've got more surface area. So comparatively to like a single plate clutch that's a larger size, you can transfer more torque because you have a higher sort of like surface area. And because you can transfer more torque here, you can also use a pressure plate, which is a little bit kinder to your foot. So if you upgrade to some of the other aftermarket clutch kits, you can have a softer clutch pedal rather than a really harsh and heavy clutch pedal. So when you're driving it in traffic, it's not going to be too hard on your left foot. But then also you've got the clutch torque capacity of running sort of like high torque. So this particular clutch assembly will run around 600 foot-pounds without any issues. So I mean, for this build, it's pretty overkill, but it's going to be perfect. Okay, so on the dyno, after flashing the car with the APR Stage 2 software and obviously doing a roll and road power sweep test as well, so we can compare the Stage 1 power figures to the Stage 2. Just to recap what we fitted already, we fitted the RSS twin plate organic clutch kit, because obviously the original clutch had started to slip over time. The car's done about 60,000 miles. Sort of Wavetrac differential whilst we were there, and then also a Milltek Downpipe as well. So the reason why we're upgrading to Stage 2 is because the downpipe will illuminate a check engine light on the dash in relation to emissions. Stage 2 ECU software basically removes that check engine light in relation to emissions, so you haven't got a check engine light on the dash in relation to a CAT, and also optimises the power torque and the fueling and all the other stuff inside the ECU. So behind us, you've got the dotted line, which is when we originally flashed the car back in October, and then the solid line is where we are today. So as you can see, the car's gained a nice amount of power and torque across the whole entire rev range, so about 10 to 20 horsepower and foot-pounds across the whole range. Then also, as you can see, the power at the top doesn't dip or anything like that, so it's a nice flat sort of power curve at the top. Ideally, with these sorts of cars going to Stage 2 to see sort of like the maximum gains, you want to be installing like a high performance intercooler and also full intake on there as well. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video.